What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilkin. I'm coming back today with more Konosuba. Now today, we're going to be talking about weapons. Now we talked a lot about units the other day, but today we're going to talk specifically about weapons. Alright, so first things first, the main thing you need to know, Smithy right here does unlock when you get to rank 8 in the game. So you need to rank up to level 8 to, or not unit level 8, but rank 8 to get the Smithy open in the first place. But let's go up here to craft, and let's talk specifically about each weapon and each weapon class. Now, we have swords. Swords have the highest attack power in the game overall, but daggers are fairly close behind. Thing is, daggers, most of your units that use daggers are going to focus on mobility, so they're going to have higher agility stats and things like that. Now, there's no way for me to sugarcoat this. I'm actually going to be going off the Konofan guide on this one. They don't elaborate too much on this, and I would love some elaboration on this, but it says here spears specifically are the worst weapon in the game. I don't know if that has to do with stats, or if this has to do with a mobility cost. Actually, I can see right here. Physical attack is 69. It does give HP. Let's see. Physical attack 76 doesn't seem too bad. But once again, this is all at level 1. As you level them up, they probably kind of fall off the map a little bit. But imagine that a spear is going to cost you some mobility. So spears, not the best weapons in the game, apparently. Now, we also have the staff. Staff is going to be used by your mage or magic unit. And we have the scepter or wand. And that's going to obviously be used by most of your support units. That's one that's going to be able to deal buffs, debuffs, heals, things like that. It's a pretty predictable system. Now, if I go over here to team, and I go up to my party that I formed right here, you will see that each unit has a specific weapon that they need to use. So, if I go over here to Kazuma, and I go to apply a weapon, I would have to apply a sword to him. I cannot apply a staff or a dagger or anything like that. It is very, very, very specific as to what I'm able to use there. So, if I go over here, I have to use a spear with her. And with Megumin, I've got to use a staff. I don't have a choice. So this will help you decide what weapons you need. But that's just covering the very basics of it. Now, there is a lot more to discuss because, as with units, with weapons, there are different classifications. So if we go up here to the top, your base weapon is a single star. That's the one that unlocks basically as you unlock this event. Basically, as you get to rank 9, when this opens, you'll have the 1 star. Now, you might have some 2 stars already in here. I believe 2 stars actually unlock slowly but surely as you unlock events. So, if I go down here to, let's say, the 2-star fire sword, and all these are going to be a little bit different, as you'll see. But if I click on it here, it'll tell me over there on the left-hand side what I need to craft it. So, I need mineral, I need Savage Beast Fang, and I need the Tinder Sword Scroll. Now, how to acquire this? Well, Chapter 3-7 is probably about the time, and I believe that's actually probably about right. I think that's about when it unlocked for me, is when you can get the scroll, and when you get the scroll, it'll unlock in the smithy shop. Now, there are other areas in here in which it can unlock, but 3-7 is when it's basically going to unlock for you in the game, if I understand how that works. Now, let's just go down here to the light sword. Light sword is, once again, if you want to click and hold on it, it'll bring all the stats up. A 2-star sword with a physical attack of 36. Notice it gives a light attack boost and gives 6% attack damage when using light attacks. So basically, I can use the Tinder Sword with a light unit, but I'm not getting the fire boost out of it. I'd have to use it with a unit that has a fire attack. I think that's pretty straightforward and pretty understandable, but it does bear stating. Okay? Now, if we get on here, so the light sword is a 2-star, and it requires the scroll for the light unit, or for the light sword scroll, pretty much. So Chapter 5.1 is the first place I can get it. Chapter 7.18 is the next place I can get it, which I haven't unlocked yet, but we're working on it. Now, the light sword is my final 2-star sword. The next one is the Thunder Sword. This is a 3-star sword. So if I'm trying to use a thunder unit, I need to have this scroll for the 3-star sword, and I've got to be at rank 14. That's when these will unlock. And once again, just like the other ones, I have to be able to acquire the scroll. Now, you will not be able to craft this until you hit rank 14. If you're prior to rank 14, you get the scroll, great, but you're not going to be able to utilize it. This is just pretty straightforward. That there's not a huge amount that I could say or do to change that. It is the game. So you will notice that there was, I don't believe there's a thunder element. No. Oh, no. There's a thunder element for the 2-star sword. So that's that. Now, let's see here. So the thunder sword, 3-star sword, there's earth, light, dark, and just a general physical sword. This one actually is somebody that would not necessarily utilize, like, you know, like in the case of Kazuma, like if I had the fire Kazuma, it would not utilize his fire attack. It would literally just utilize the physical stat, but it also gives it a physical defense. So that's really nice. Those are all the 3-star weapons, at least that I have unlocked this far. There may be more. I'm not aware. I would think, and I do want to emphasize this, I'm not 100% certain, but I do feel like it would make sense that there would be more elemental weapons. I figured there would be one weapon for each element in here. Somebody might correct me if that's not correct, but I would imagine that would eventually unlock. Unfortunately, I'm probably just not far enough into the main story because I've been working on other things for content creation purposes. I might not have unlocked those yet. So you guys let me know if that's not necessarily true. And once again, we'll come back and we'll cover that one way or the other. But I would think for all the 2 stars and 3 stars, there would be one for each element. But again, I could be wrong on that. Now, it is a little bit different for each one. Notice I've got a handful here for daggers, some daggers. By the way, the yellow outline here is for 3-star. Silver outline is for 2-star. Bronze outline is for 1-star. And this rainbow outline is for 4 stars. So pretty easy to know what's what. So you can kind of tell here there's like different lists. And it seems like I probably do not have some of these things unlocked because I've just not been paying a huge amount of attention to the main quest. I've been kind of on my own little side quest working on certain things. That's earrings and other equip. We'll get to that momentarily. Now, let's talk about the 4-star weapons because 4-star weapons are very, very, very specific. So Hydra Sword. Hydra Sword is just a water sword for 4-star water sword. Basically, I have to clear channel 7-2 on hard. It'll take a while before you're able to do that, and it'll probably be a rare drop. So if you guys didn't know, and I kind of discussed it a little bit yesterday, but we've had other revelations. If I go here, let's go to 2.5, and let's go to... Oh, nope, I went too far in here. So it'll say up here what it can drop. So actually, the scroll sword is... the scroll for the wind sword is just a general drop. So any treasure chest could drop it. Some of these, you will probably notice, are a special drop. It'll say an event drop. If you see something like that, you are only going to get that if you have a gold treasure chest. So I'm going to imagine, and I haven't chased, as you can imagine, any of the 4 stars, and I could be wrong in this, but it is just speculation. Some of these 4-star drops are probably going to be specifically from gold chests. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens when we cross that bridge. Unfortunately, I am just simply not... Ooh, let's see. Actually, that's 1-4 on hard. Let's find out what it says. So, there you go. So, see, it's got the modifier up there. That probably will only drop... Let's see. What does it say? It's really hard to read from here. I believe it says quest stage. But that probably, and I could be wrong here, but I believe that will only drop on a gold treasure chest. Could be wrong on that, but that is a 4-star sword that I actually could utilize here soon. Unfortunately, for the teams I'm building at the moment, it sadly isn't going to do a huge amount because it is earth element. So one thing you do want to note, some of the, like these two are elemental. There's water and there's earth. This one is just straight physical, and Chuchunmaru is just straight physical. Now, when it comes to Chuchunmaru, this is an interesting situation. So Chuchunmaru, it says, you have not unlocked any quests where this material can be acquired. How am I going to get Chun Maru? Well, I don't think he actually comes from any quests in the game. I don't believe there's anything in the game where this will actually drop. My understanding, and once again, this might change over time depending upon more weapons added or more events that we eventually unlock. My understanding is this has to be unlocked through the exchange. Okay? Go into the Arena Metals exchange here, and you will notice that there's a lot of weapons and stuff in here. In fact, I thought Chun Maru was in here, but apparently it is not. There might be... Chun Maru might be somewhere else. But some of these are brought in through the exchanges. So, like, the Enigma Blade and things like that. Notice that is 5,000 Arena Metals to unlock the Enigma Blade. So some of these 4 stars are only available in here. You actually have to run the arena, which is why I've been working on the arena and working on my arena guide, which should be out here hopefully very soon, so that you can unlock these and so you can go in here and eventually get the blades that you are going to need. So there's 3 stars in here. There's 2 stars in here. The 3 stars are 500 medals. The 4 stars are 5,000 medals. So that's the main thing you need to know. Now, a lot of these, like I said, just kind of come from specific places. This, I believe, the Adventure Medals. No, that is not that one. Goddess Medals? Let's see. There we go. Scroll for Chun Maru comes from the Goddess Medals. So, all of these, like, specialized units, they're going to drop from different exchanges. So it says here, Eris and Axis Medals are rare commodities. Be patient and you're sure to snag some. So it looks like it comes from Battle Arena and from events. So we need to be playing those modes, and hopefully eventually we'll get some of these drops. I have none! So either RNG just absolutely hates me or I've just not been playing it enough, which is extremely likely if I'm honest. But Chun Maru is here with the Goddess Medal Exchange. So check these exchanges, guys. And once again, to get here, go to Home and just go to Exchange. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, Arena Medal has some. Those are those. Goddess Medals has some. Those are those. And I'm sure more exchanges will be added here in due time. So, that is mostly how you acquire all these weapons. Now, defenses. Defenses are a whole other animal. Very similar, honestly, but let's talk about them, okay? So, there are also 2-star, 3-star, 4-star classifications of defensive items, okay? Resilient ring. This is literally just like the very basic physical defense ring that you can acquire that is going to give you some armor-like qualities, okay? Here's the warding ring, and that is literally magic defense. So if you're up against a physical foe or a magic foe, depends on which one you're going to acquire. Notice there's a 2-star variant of those as well. And in the 2 stars as well, we have the different earrings that provide elemental benefits. So when you're fighting a foe, like we've got in our current arena that we have, like, basically any of the current foes that have, I believe most of them are like wind at this point, you would want to craft some kind of earring or something like that that provides an elemental resistance. That is going to be included in our guides on those specific events, but just know that they exist. Physical defense, magic defense, and it's going to give 2% resistance to wind. Now, if these resistances don't sound insane, I'll explain here in a moment, but just like, every other unit in the game, these also upgrade. Okay? Now, here's a fun one. Anti-poison amulet. These specific amulets actually prevent you against different ailments. So poison, haze, which blinds you, seal, anti-bind, so things like that. So if you want to avoid any kind of ailment, you'd want to craft one of these. Now we get up to the 3 stars, and you'll notice in 3 stars they have, once again, the resilience ring, and we have the different earrings, and then we have the different ailment amulets. So pretty straightforward stuff. Now, 4 stars. I don't know if 4-star eventually basically unlocks any of the general physical or magic stat units, but you do have the earrings here of different elements. Now, to acquire these, basically run the hard modes. And there's some of the early hard modes too. So, small tornado earrings, these are going to be for like wind resistance, which once again, we have wind foes in there right now. This is a great one. Physical defense 65. So you can acquire these fairly early in. I would imagine we're probably going to get, just like we have up with the other ones, eventually ailment resistances. But if I'm honest, I don't think we need ailment at the moment. These are the most important. I don't know if the ailments eventually unlock. I'm fairly still early in the game myself. And a lot of these guides we're producing, obviously when we learn more about the game, we're going to reproduce and upgrade over time. We're all learning the game together. But for my new players, this is going to be critical information. Now, that is all the weapons, all the basically all the equips that you can acquire. Now here's the deal. A lot of your old equipment, you're eventually going to want to sell. You're not going to want to have a bin full of like 200, 2-star elements. You can go in here, you could sell them, and you'll get a decent amount of Eris out of it. Not crazy, but you'll get some. But the most important thing you need to know, upgrade equipment. Even if you have a nice 4-star equip, you have got to upgrade it. Once again, just like before, you select your swords, you select your staffs, you select all that stuff, and you will need to upgrade these things to improve their stats. Case in point, want to see how much your stats improve? I'm not actually going to waste those items on this equip, just because I don't think this equip is going to be too great in the long run, obviously, because it's 1-star, but I'm using it right now on Megamine. So I've got this one at level 3. Magic attack is 36, and if we go back in here, the base magic attack is 26. So I got 10 more magic attack out of it. But bear in mind, that's like a 50, more than 50. That's a more than 50% upgrade. Like, that's a pretty massive boost. If that percentage stays on par, imagine something like the Sorcerer's Staff of Leviathan. That staff has magic attack 77. If we get 50% more, I don't think we're going to get that much, to be honest with you, but you never know. Once again, we'll cover that bridge when we get there. But just know, upgrading these weapons is a thing. Now, to do so, there are a number of items that you need. But most of these items are just acquired from doing your daily jobs and just doing the main quests. So you don't need to chase these things down specifically like you need to do some of the other things. So like here, I've got my jobs. I can go basically cash in on what I've got. Let's see if we got any of these materials. Okay, we got some books. We got some potions. Here we go. It's not going to let me click on it. But that's one of the upgrade materials. It's the bronze upgrade material. We got a lot of stuff in here. You do want to check this every few hours. There's a few more bronzes. There's 3 silvers. That's really nice. So, ooh, and we got some of those claws too. So, check your jobs. Like, just run your jobs. Anybody, and we'll cover jobs in its own video, but anybody that you want to put, to upgrade their affinity pretty quickly, run them here in jobs. I'm running all my units that I'm basically running on my fire team right now. And it'll upgrade their affinity pretty fast. And while you're doing it, you're going to get some sweet rewards. But not really the focus of this video. Here in the smithy, now if I go to upgrade, I have a ton more items. A ton more items. So make sure you're doing this kind of stuff, guys. Make sure you're paying attention. Here's my 2-star staff. Notice my 2-star staff requires so much more to upgrade it. But that's because the stats are going to be so much better. 47 physical attack. Let's see what the Tinder Spear had. Because remember, the spear is supposed to be like the worst weapon in the game. So we had 47 at level 2. And base, 35. So the upgrades are exponential. The upgrades should be very, very sweet. So once again, imagine what the Death Spear is going to give you. So, guys, that is weaponry. That should be everything you need to know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section. If I messed anything up, definitely let me know. We are going to be upgrading these guides over time, but preliminary, I want to get this out for the people that are just starting the game. We're not even a week into the game yet, so we've got some time, but a lot of people are in and out every single day, so let's make sure we provide the best possible support for our new players as we possibly can. Don't forget, there's a Discord down below. We've got a brand new Konosuba section. Come check it out, guys. Like, comment, share otherwise, and I'll catch you all in the next one.